A little appropriate music. After all, we have a Smith on the phone.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Slingin Dirt tonight. We always do appreciate it. I am Dan Taylor, joined in studio with Buddy Ray, my cohort in crime and my dirt track best friend. How does that make you feel?
Wow, I don't know what to say to that.
We're joined on the phone by the driver of the number 12 Sport Mod out of Lake City, Iowa, Doug Smith. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
I'll tell you what, Doug Smith is bad to the bone, too.
Yeah, absolutely, Doug.
Come on. I mean, 2013 Harris Clash winner in the Sport Mods. Way to go, man.
Thanks.
Talk about that win a little bit.
Well, it was a long night, actually. A lot of red flags and hot laps and heat races, and track was decent. I mean, kind of choppy, but it was a fun track.
Doug, you're doing very well for yourself in the point standings for the points at Crawford County. You're currently leading over Steve Reitz, 33 points. I think as long as you get yourself good finishes for the rest of the season, we're going to be crowning you the 2013 Joe's Karting Sport Mod champion. Do you get nervous a little bit about holding on to that points lead?
No, my mentality going into every race is the race to win. I don't look at points till last night. Maybe I'll look at them, but otherwise I race to win and do the best I can without trying to tear my car up.
Well, you do certainly race to win. Get yourself 3 feature wins on the season along with 3 heat wins, if my math is correct.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I could have about 6 heat race wins if I quit jumping the start.
Yeah. Doug, with that being said, have you won a championship with anything on dirt before?
Yeah, in hobby stock, I won a few track championships, and then in the Sport Mod last year, I won the Buena Vista Raceway track championship.
So currently you're running for the national title, right?
I'm racing to win. Yeah.
Okay, so don't be so modest. But if you win the national championship, is there any chance that we will see the Dougie?
If I win the national points, you will see the Dougie.
We will.
Yeah.
Carl Edwards has a flip. Doug Smith has the Dougie. You heard it right here on the Slingin Dirt.
You're gonna make Denny Hamlin look bad, aren't you?
I don't know. I need a lot of practice. I don't even know how to do it.
Well, now, Doug, you and I this morning, we had an interesting talk. One of the things you need to help secure your national championship run is up there at Buena Valley at the Beaver. You need some guys to be showing up to kind of help that average car count for your bonus points and whatnot. You kind of got hurt last week when only 9 cars showed up. So why don't you tell us here on the Slingin Dirt what you are wanting to do with some new cars tomorrow night and next week on Wednesday night on season championship night?
Yeah, just to get 10 cars there, and you need 10 cars for a win to count as a win for national points. But anyway, tomorrow night, the first 5 new cars that would show up, I would pay all their pit passes, the first 5.
Woo.
Then the following week, then the first 5 or any new car that shows up the following week, season championship, which is revenge draw. So you could be a new car, and revenge draw is another driver gets to pick where you start if they pull you out of the hat. And so it's draw redraw pretty much is what it is, except for someone's picking where you start. And the last week there, I will give the highest finisher of the new cars $100.
Wow.
What do you have to raise? Oh, hang on.
In the studio with us, Doug, we have Shayle Bade from the 305 Sprint Cars, and she's even getting excited.
I want to race. What do I need? What kind of car? I'll sign up. You can pay my pit pass.
I got a Joe's Karting 25 Sport Mod I can pull some strings and get you into.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is
She'd
it on
probably
a
be faster.
Saturday?
She'd be faster than me in it. I'm pretty slow this year.
Oh, no.
So talk about the competition. This is our second year. I think you made a few runs up there at Crawford County Speedway last year in 2012. In 2013, have you noticed that the competition has really skyrocketed and bloomed flourished over there at Denison?
Yes. Hands down, any night anyone could win in that field, I believe. It's hammered down, and you got to be on your A game to win there.
Yeah, and I think this is the one field that has the most diverse wins. You've got the most with 3. Tyler Gross has 3. Tim Rupp has 3, but then Jim Lampy got himself a win last week. Tara Longnecker came home with the win. Chase Ellingson came home with the win. So there's a lot of different guys that have won in that class, and gals. My apologies, guys and gals.
Come on, Kyle Petty, get it right.
Nice.
Yeah, anyone can win there.
Doug, talk about your career a little bit. Just give some guys maybe out in eastern Nebraska that haven't heard of you yet. Talk a little bit about your career, how you got into sport mod racing, and some of your successes.
Well, actually, I started out in the 2-man cruiser class when I first started, and then I jumped to Econo stock, which is a step below hobby stock. Went to hobby stock for 3 years, and then jumped to a sport mod 3 years ago, and been racing there ever since. I kind of like the open wheel stuff because me and my brother Dustin, we like fidgeting with all the bar movements and all that stuff inside there, and gives us more to play with during the week on our car, try different things.
Now, you Smiths, you're pretty humble guys out in public, but there's a lot of you Smiths that make your way to Crawford County and throughout the Midwest. How much trash talk do you guys do at the shop and around the dinner table?
We don't really trash talk each other, but we give each other some crap most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of entertaining out there, actually. I mean, we'll make fun of Devin all the time because he wins every race. He's the one that drives the hobby stock, and then we make fun of him because of all the stuff on Facebook about him bashing people or running into people, and I hear it too. I mean, we all joke around and shop about it, but all in all, it's a good time.
Does that actually tend to help you guys succeed on the track for the most part?
Yeah, the stuff we listen or see or hear on Facebook that people tell us about, it's kind of a motivator, but I mean, none of us want to wreck our car or intentionally wreck someone. If we get into someone, it's usually good, hard racing, but, fans take it a different way, which is fine. I mean, it'll bring more people to watch, and now, we don't like to race like that. We pay for all of our stuff, too, and fans will believe what they want, but...
You mean cars don't just drop out of the sky for you?
Yeah.
So
I think what Bub was kind of asking there was that with as many drivers as you guys have throughout your family, I think you guys have drivers in the hobby stocks, sport mods, stock cars, and modifieds. How much do you guys share information throughout all the classes you guys race?
Oh, quite a bit. Dustin, the one in the modified, used to race stock cars, won 2 national championships in the stock car. And he helps Dave and Don out a lot. Dave owns the shop. We all work out of the same shop. We got like 6 bays. And Dustin helps me. And if Dustin needs my help, he usually is the guy that tells me what to do on my car because he's a genius on setup. And and then when he needs help with like measuring stuff, I go over and help him on the scales. It's pretty much everybody help everybody thing out there.
I know.
Dustin rolled Saturday night at Algona, and the whole crew's putting in help to help him get the car ready by tomorrow night.
Well, I know somebody's a genius on setup because I was running Crawford County one night thinking I'm doing pretty good, and here comes and here comes Doug Smith, and I was like, good Lord. You know which night I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Dan? He lapped the whole field, I think.
Yeah, I can pick one of 3 nights where you were just absolutely on fire.
Well, that's usually because of my brother Dustin, because he does mainly the scale work on my car. He tells me what to turn, where to turn it, and he usually hits it right on.
Talk about this Buena Vista Raceway. You're getting 9-10 cars a night. Let's talk. Kind of describe. I've never been there. Tell us about that place.
It's a very fun track. I heard rumors that it's been rough this year, but yes. The driving part may have been rough at times, but you got 8 guys that are the same speed going for a win. You're going to have a little rubbing, and nothing's been intentional up there, and track's been smooth. It's either been heavy or dry, or you got those strips of moisture in the middle. You got to hit them right on. If you jump above it, you're going to slide up, and the guy below you will hit the mark and pass you. And long straightaways, tight corners. Usually a Sport My Crate would run a 514 or a 5.0 up there. And open motors, I believe it's a 567 if I remember right. So hopefully we can get some more cars up there.
Doug, talk about the rest of your career, and what are you planning on kind of retiring in sport mods and taking your time and just having fun, or are you looking to maybe step up to modifieds and late models?
Well, if it's my choice, I'd move up to an A mod, but
I'm all for it.
Times are tough right now. I mean, it's expensive. I mean, even the sport mod's expensive as heck. But I don't know. I'd love to move up or just call it a career and just watch my brothers race and have fun doing it that way and not spending my money.
And you can easily spend it. What about, like, we've had this ongoing conversation with a lot of different people about the cost of late models, and we have a Race Saver 305 driver in the studio with us, Shayle Bade. She joined us on the front stretch this week, and maybe Shayle could give you a couple of options as far as picking up a cheap Race Saver in a sprint car.
Oh, it is so much fun. You should definitely try it.
I love the sprint car.
I'll tell you what.
You know, they're only about, what, 20,000?
Yeah.
20. I've heard 10
it's
to
even
10
cheaper, yeah.
10 to 14,000.
Yeah.
10 to 14,000 for a turnkey feature winning sprint car. Can you do that in a sport mod, Doug?
No.
And we're running. Now think about this, Doug. You and I, we race against each other. We've had some good laps against each other. I've watched you pass me like I was tied to an oak tree. We're running for.
I believe you passed me last week.
Well, it doesn't. See, it doesn't count when you pass him lapping him, though.
Yeah.
No.
But we're running for $250, maybe $300 with a $20,000 machine, where you can go get a $10,000 sprint car and go win $1,000. What are we doing wrong here, Doug?
I don't know. We're in the wrong business, evidently.
I think racing is the wrong business if you're looking to make money in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta wait until you get up there.
What about the rest of your 2013 season? Do you have any big races planned, or you just kind of take it easy this season?
Yeah, no, we got a few more big races. Tomorrow night, it's a big race for me because it's Alta. It's our home track pretty much. And then Thursday night, I'm going to go over to the Hamilton County Speedway. It's Thursday Night Thunder, 1,000 to win sport mod. That's usually a big race. And then from there, I'm going to hit a couple Brit specials. This is besides my regular nights of racing. And then we got Super Nationals and then Tiny Runs.
All right, that's Doug Smith, driver of the number 12. Doug, we always do appreciate your time tonight, and thanks so much for taking time. And one more time, go through what you're going to do tomorrow night at Alta for some of the drivers.
Tomorrow night, the first 5 new cars, I will pay your pit pass that have not been there yet this year. And then next week on Revenge Draw night, any of the new cars that show up the last night, I will pay the highest place in new car $100.
All right.
Wow,
Doug,
that's worth it right there.
Go track down Doug Smith, driver of the number 12 Sport Mod, and get your $100 if you go to Alta. Thanks, Doug, for your time. We do appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Have a good
Thanks
night.
a lot, Doug.
That guy is just a big jerk.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was thinking that guy just showed some class act. I mean, really, for a guy running for a national championship, I mean, honestly, if I'm running for I ain't paying for your pit passes.
Yeah,
I know.
he's
Nice of him.
He's an incredibly nice guy, and I've had great times talking with him in the pits at Crawford, and even over at I-80 when he was there for the Charlie Clark Memorial. And I think he broke that race, but that was just fresh off of his back-to-back win at Crawford. And I walked up to him and I said, "Listen, man, you gonna let somebody else win?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, I might let somebody one of these weeks."
I mean, Shayle Bade's over here pointing at me going, "Bud, sport
I
mod."
need a car.
Yeah.
I need a car.
Well,
you said nothing about.
You're not doing anything with it tomorrow night.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
Let her run it.
Come on.
I think you should do it. Come on, buddy.
You're trying to put me on the spot.
I am. No, I'm not
Are you
trying.
nervous?
I am putting you on
I'd
the
let
spot.
you get in my car.
Your dad would not let me sit in your car.
I don't think you can fit in my seat.
That's like Trevor Hunt
I don't think a
said.
Smurf could fit in your seat. You're so tiny.
That's like Trevor Hunt said at the meet and greet. He says, if you can fit in it and get back out of it, you can have the
drive
car.
it.
Did you see me try? I was starting to climb in his seat, and he goes, I was just joking. I was like, Trevor, I don't think I could fit in your seat. My leg's bigger than your butt.
And by the way, he did very well for
Yes, he
himself at
did.
the Silver Dollar Nationals.
Absolutely.
It was great to see him. And if you missed our interview, we did a first a video of the Slingin Dirt, something we may experiment with in the future, just as soon as I get facial reconstructive surgery so that I quit breaking cameras. But he did great with himself, the Silver Dollar Nationals, and I was very impressed with how well-spoken and intelligent he sounded. He's very well thought out. He's 14 years old, but he sounds like he's 18, 19.
Oh, it sounds like he's been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah, and he has. He's like, that's no joke. I mean, I'm still trying to mow in a straight line at 30, and he's doing just fine setting up straight lines going across the front stretch in a modified.
The funny thing is you've been trying to mow in a straight line for the last 20 years.
It's difficult. It's so tough. I just keep... Anyways. We're joined in studio by Shayle Bade. Shayle, your birthday is, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be today. So if you want to send birthday wishes, head over to Shayle Bade's Facebook page. She also accepts beers and hot wings. I know tonight, the night we recorded this, we're headed over to...
She needs some goodies powder.
Quaker Steak and Lube.
She'll need some goodies powder on Thursday morning, won't you? Listen, I'm sure people have been giving you like hangover remedies, and not like you haven't drank before in the past. But
see, that's the thing. I haven't. So
no way.
I really don't. That's my problem.
No. You just said I really don't. So you have tried it.
I have tried it, but I've never really gotten too terribly drunk. Like, I don't really like alcohol, and I'm allergic to beer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if it's anything, it's
is it
straight
the wheat?
Out. It's
the wheat in it. Okay,
yep.
I have a lot of friends that have that issue. I should have that issue. Maybe then I'd stop drinking so much beer.
So are you going to be like a Jim Beam girl, Jack
Patron?
Have you ever had Avion? Avion tequila. I hear things about that. Like it's some of the best tequila in the world. I want to try it, but I don't want to go buy an entire bottle because it would take me all my life with my tolerance. But we're getting a little sidetracked here. We're supposed to be talking dirt racing. What else you got for us? We're only 17 minutes into the show. What else are we going to talk about?
You wanted to talk about it was a good topic. The drivers coming together, the local dirt drivers coming together to help each other on their cars.
And this is surprising to me because all of a sudden it seemed to be a rash of this happening. And rash is probably a bad word, but it just broke out all of a sudden. I heard of 3 different drivers at Crawford that got help getting their cars back together. Tim Pickle in the Hobby Stocks got help with his car getting put back together, and one of his competitors just sent him parts. I believe it was Dusty Van Horn sent him parts and said, here, get back to racing. And then in the Sport Compacts, Kara Webb got a brand new Sport Compact, got it all helped. Everyone helped her put all the parts together and get back to racing. And then the same thing with Joe Laddiehoff. He's still not able to get back to racing, but he's one step closer with everybody pooling all their stuff. But what surprised me the most is that it's the same guy that Joe and Kara and Tim are racing door to door for the win with, that is saying, you're broke, let me give you a front suspension, let me give you an engine so that you can keep competing with me. I would always assume that if I got you down, I'm going to step on your neck. You're not coming back.
Shayle, step in here if you want as a driver with me. You said the magic word, broke. We want to put on a race. It's no fun when you race 5 or 6 cars. It's fun when you race against 20 or 30 cars. So as long as we have the mutual respect, I mean, we're going to race you hard. We're going to get into you. We're going to lean on you. But once the dust is settled and the smoke is cleared, we have that respect there. And we all know just how ungodly expensive it
racing is. Really is.
Yeah. And, so if I'm racing against Shayle, once I have Shaylee's respect and once I have her, or once we have the mutual each other's respect there, don't think for a second that if something happens to a sprint car, I'm going to be like, Shayle, hey, here you go. A good example of this, the 40 Sean Harker Sport Mod. 3 weeks ago, it was the same night that, what's his name, spun out in the Race Saver feature.
Austin?
No, at the finish line. That you were second. Richards. The same night Terry Richards spun out. That night, Sean Harker, he's 3 points out of the points lead at that time. His rear end gear broke. Well, when it broke, it took the transmission out along with it too. So we're talking $1,000 in a class that pays $200 to win. So right away, I was going over and I was trying to find any car with a seat big enough because he's a big boy. I was trying to find a seat in somebody's car, and I told him, I was like, you can use my car. I was like, I'm not doing good with it. Go out there and get some points. Drivers like that, even if you make the offer, even though they know that they can't fit in your car, just to go out and go on a limb like that, gets you so much respect because, like I said, we know how ungodly expensive this is. And nobody, I don't care if you're my worst enemy, nobody wants to see you show up at the track and go, oh, sorry, you're just SOL.
So you'll let Sean Harker race your sport mod, but you won't let Shayle?
Nice.
Oh, he called you out.
Wow.
Boom.
So about that, buddy.
I'm sorry. It was. Did you see me look over at her with that? Oh, yeah. Anyways, and then it surprised me even more when Trevor Hunt's talking about it, even on the USMTS level. When these guys listen, you get to a certain level, and as soon I take that. We're kind of skipping topics here, but you pose that question to me: are dirt drivers professionals? I think when you start racing for a touring sanctioning body, you've gone from it being a way of life and a hobby to it being a profession. I think that's the marker for me. And I would assume that that's the marker to where people are going to be a little less friendly. Like Trevor was talking about, he goes, after I started doing good, you could tell these veterans aren't giving me all of the details. They're pointing me in the direction, but they're not guiding me to point B. I would assume the same scenario to where if I think Trevor blew an engine.
Blew an engine. Zach Vanderbeek gave him a $30,000-$40,000 motor just to run.
Yeah,
said, hey, here you go, have at it. Use
take it and keep running with us. And that surprises the heck out of me.
Yeah, can you imagine if that happened in the NFL?
There's nothing that you can compare to that.
No.
I mean, there's been situations, I can't even think of a situation where a team has been on their third string quarterback and he gets hurt and the punter comes in to play football because the opposing team's second string quarterback sure as heck ain't going to go over there and play. No. Not a chance. That's not going to happen. But this happens in dirt.
What does that tell you about dirt track racing? To me, that shows that we have a lot of class. Yeah, we're not perfect people. We have our fights and our rumors and our wrecks and our angry issues and stuff like that. But when it settles down at the end of the year, if me and Shayle were racing sprint cars and I got into Shayle and I turned her upside down, she's not going to forget that. And I know she's not going to forget that. But at the end of the year, we're going to be like, okay, it's a new year. It's 2014. We're rolling into the new year. You know, she's still going to sit there and go, Bud, you know, look, you blew a motor or, you know, you destroyed a top wing. Take one of our wings, go out there and run.
Yeah.
You know, we're pretty good about that. There's drivers that I haven't gotten along with. And I'll be the first one to go, hey, look, you're running for a track championship. This is some serious business. Take my stuff and go run. If it breaks, it breaks. But go run. Get some points.
How much is it that Doug talked about a little bit too? We were talking with Doug Smith that if everyone in your field breaks and there's no one out there racing, what fun is it for you to be turning laps against
yourself?
I'm sorry, yourself or frankly the underfunded teams that are kind of they're running 2.5, 3 seconds slower than everyone else. What fun is that for you? Can I draw a comparison to our pickups contest in NASCAR when you took Grace on me at Sonoma and I threw in my pick 9 laps into the race and you said, I'm having so much fun with it that it would sure suck to have it.
Great analogy.
I mean, is that it? Because now we're just mere points behind each other and separated between each other where
just remember you owe me.
No. We're even now. We're even now because of what was it, Kentucky or New Hampshire, one of those two that you got your pick in 40 laps in?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, just like, you know, Shayle and I are racing against each other and we go to Knoxville and we're racing a 305 class and, well, there's 20 of us, but I can tell you right now that Shayle's the fastest car out there and, something happened. Hey, I could go lap the rest of this field and look impressive, but how impressive am I really looking? All right, Shayle, here's some parts. Let's go put on a show for the fans. You know, and sometimes, and some guys are going to make fun of me for this, and I don't know if you've ever seen this Shayle racing in anything you've ever raced. I have actually been running 4th, 5th, 6th place. I've known I'm a 4th, 5th, 6th place car. But, man, to watch the guys in front of you or the girls in front of you race, just to be in that, from that point of view, knowing that these guys are helping each other. I mean, I've walked up to Doug Smith after the race and go, man, I had nothing for you guys, but you guys put on a hell of a show from where I was sitting.
I do that all the time. But, going back, how long have you been racing, Bud?
Since 1994.
So you've been around quite a few racetracks.
20 years.
So haven't you noticed, at every racetrack, how everybody always seems to be a family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Always
that's
like that. You know, ever since I was growing up in go-karts, my go-kart family was the best summer family ever. And then I got to mini sprints, and it kind of got a little more sectioned off where nobody, like, it wasn't nothing like go-karts. I mean, go-karts, everybody knew everybody's business. And then we got to mini sprints, and then oh, you're going to have to cut that out.
oh no, we don't edit on this.
We don't edit.
Just grab the stand and kind of lift it up. There you
Okay.
go. That's a
But
little more
and mini
comfortable.
sprints, like, it got a little bit more sectioned off. And then sprint cars, it's just like a giant family again, man. Everybody helps everybody out all the time.
You know, one of the coolest things I've ever seen with that family atmosphere, I'll never forget this, 2009, I'm at Talladega for the Ice Bowl. And you saw guys pull up literally with like $500,000 haulers, which we have around here, but they're rolling out $300,000 in 2 late models. We're talking Bloomquist chassis, the whole ball wax. They would pull in and they would pit right next to a guy with a 67 Ford pickup with an open trailer with a bomber style car, which is like a hobby stock up here. They'd get right out of the hauler and they'd go right to that guy's, and they'd be like shaking hands. Hey man, what's up? How's your winter going? And I was like, now up here we see some of that, but not a lot of that. And so when I was down there, I was like, this is really cool. You got the big overly funded teams talking to the small
Helping
guys.
everybody else.
But the promoter down there in Talladega said that's because those big overly funded teams at one point in time were the underfunded team.
Yep.
Everybody's been at point A before in their career, and
Doug Smith
This
started
is-
at point C.
this is. Anyways, you missed my analogy, but okay. Every sport tries to separate itself with, oh well, we all come together in our times of need. Well, it doesn't take a time of need for what I've been able to see in the last 2 years that I've been a part of it. It doesn't take a time of need for this group to come together. Now, you guys rally the troops and get together when a driver loses his life and the family needs support, or a driver's dramatically hurt and they need medical support. You guys come together in those times more than any other sport I've ever seen, but just regular times. I've never seen, I mean, you talked about with Dennis Cook, how you were struggling earlier this year, and Dennis came up to you and said, and started giving you some tips. And he kind of told me this story too about how you got on him a little bit and, got a little growly. I know it's odd to hear, but you got that little growliness in you. And Dennis said, listen, I'm just trying to help. You calmed down, you took the information, and it did help. And I've never seen a group, like, you would never see 2 quarterbacks sitting on the field before the Super Bowl and saying, hey, why don't you try picking apart my defense with this cover 2? But you'll see Dennis Cook going, listen, you got to go a little bit higher into turn 3 here because the low line, it's laying in a little bit. You guys will give each other tips.
How many times over his career have you think Mike Boston said, well, I tell you what, I get by you, follow me. I have been to tracks where drivers are like, Bud, I know you're here. I run good here, but follow me. Just do what I do. And it helps. So, I mean, like you said, yeah, you're not exactly going to see Peyton and Eli and Manning going to the Super Bowl against each other and going, like you said, pick apart my defense. Here's what I'm going to do. And you might want to try throwing to this guy because that's
let me give you some secrets.
Yeah.
This guy's girlfriend broke up with him last night. Just pick him apart.
Yeah.
So that's Slingin Dirt for tonight. What do we got coming up this week? Man, we got a busy week. This comes out on Wednesday, so tonight, I'm so excited. Wednesday night, Crawford County Speedway. I'm so excited to announce. I don't know exactly what my role is going to be during the Nebraska 360s because Stan Caesar's coming down, but even to sit in the booth with him and call, if I get to help him call, that'll be a huge honor.
Let me ask you a quick question about the Crawford County race.
I'm going to hold you to a quick question.
Good decision?
Sorry, I'm just
good, bad, or questionable call on adding unsanctioned B mods on a Wednesday night when there's other sanctioned tracks this late in the season running for national points?
I like the idea behind it, and it's just simply that anybody who isn't running for national points and isn't running for any tracks can come and race and try out the track. I like that idea behind it. You could look at it, and I've seen the keyboard commandos. Oh, well, this is the dumbest idea. Now people blah 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 blah. Well, it's just an opportunity to say, hey, listen, even if we've only got 5 or 6 cars, come race at Crawford. Come try out the track.
You and I talked about car count earlier. What put a guesstimate?
I don't even want to try because I have never been right in my guesstimations.
I actually
Never
greatly
even been
increased
close.
my car count, 15 to 20.
You think so?
Well, here's why. You have, Dennis Cook, if he's not racing, which he doesn't on Wednesday night, I can see Dennis Cook. His son was up there, Josh Cook, in the 45.
Yeah, and it pays out the same amount as a regular Friday night race at Crawford.
So you could have Dennis Cook, Cody Olson. He was liable to be there. You could have several. Ari Schouten could be there. I could very well be there.
I'd like to see Ari. He's kind of starting to get the feel, and he needs to come and get as much seat time as he can.
Absolutely.
They've got kind of an uncontrollable beast in that machine.
Jeff Tonight, Todd Thomas, Jim Lampy, those guys. You got Sacco, the T4 Ryan Top, Steve Nimitz.
Ryan, can I just mention, by the way?
Or Steve Reitz, I'm sorry.
Ryan Top, if that guy can't have bad luck, he doesn't have any luck at all. That guy just needs to stay away from a casino, stay away from any dangerous situations. Listen, he has been up in the front 4 weeks in a row, been involved in an accident, got too high and spun and almost flipped. Last week, he's just minding his own business, trucking down the backstretch, and the battery falls out of his car.
No, his transmission.
There was a battery on the track, and it came from his car. I actually watched it fall out. His transmission may have broke too, but his car pooped out a battery.
Yeah, I was talking to Doug Smith.
It's all of a sudden, I'm just watching. I'm calling. I said, top going into turn, and his car kind of hops, and there goes a battery.
Yeah, I was talking to Doug earlier this morning, and I was like, was there a how does your transmission fall out of a car? He's like, I don't know, but I was right behind Ryan Top when it happened, and he's like, I went by it going, what the hell was that?
The guy can't. Honestly, if it wasn't for his bad luck, he would be destroying everyone.
Have you ever talked to him?
No.
He is honestly a really good kid. He's well spoken, goofier than all get out.
That's saying something.
I was told I was talking to some folks after the pits Friday night, and he forgot the ramps for his car trailer. So to unload his modified, he backed up to the ditch on the highway and unloaded his car.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine if you're going down the highway, Mom, Dad, what's that guy doing with the semi?
Just unloading his car.
He just yeah.
Wow. So tomorrow night, Nebraska 360s, IMCA late modeled sanctions plus vintage cars and unsanctioned
Late models
Bs.
are sanctioned.
Right.
Okay.
Did I say unsanctioned? IMCA late model sanctioned, so those guys will be running for national points. Unsanctioned Bs and vintage cars. Then Friday night, back to regular racing, plus IMCA late model sanctions again. Then what do we got Saturday? We got something Saturday, I leave.
Yeah, you're going to go drink tequilas on white sandy beaches.
I'm so excited. I found out yesterday that I will be doing a zip line tour. Yep.
Is that where they show you how to zip up your britches?
I could use that lesson, by the way. Says the HR at my regular work. It's the zip line. I don't know what's entailed. My sister texted me, said, "Hey, by the way, the rule is you don't get to say no to us, and we're all going zip lining." And I'm like,
you realize how high you're gonna be?
Yeah. Do you realize
from the ground?
I don't have any fear of heights. None at all.
Do you know what zip lining is? Period.
Yeah, it's you hook up in a harness and you're on a metal wire and you. For I don't know for how long.
For the first time ever, you're going to know what it's like to go faster than 20 miles an hour.
No, I've fallen faster than that before. It hurt.
Was that after your second or your third apple cider beer?
It was when I was a kid and I was running around in my dad's corn crib and I fell out of the corn crib. I tripped and fell. I was hunting. Yeah.
When you were a kid, you look like you haven't grown up yet.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, what are you doing Saturday night? You Eagle, Shelby, where are you racing?
I think I'm going to Eagle.
Okay, you're going to go back to Eagle finally?
Going back to Eagle. This is real important. Eagle coming up. I think it's fan appreciation. Is it
Driver appreciation on August 3rd.
Yep. Free tickets. Come see me at Joe's.
I'll be in the dunk tank from 4:45 to 5.
Okay, Shayle Bade in a bikini in a dunk tank. Yep, I'm there. Dan's over here.
Hey, it might be a scuba suit.
Hang on, let me call my sister and see if I can get my flight delayed.
Yeah.
I got $20. I'll keep throwing balls.
That.
Yep. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, man.
And they turn red.
All right. That's going to do it for Slingin Dirt. We're going to get out of here before I get a lawsuit pressed on me. We appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back next week. Actually, what are you going to do next week? I don't get back in until Saturday. Are we just going to take another week off?
He's still counting your balls.
He's been counting never mind. We'll figure something out. We'll be back to Slingin Dirt soon. Meanwhile, everyone have a great weekend. Have a safe time racing, and thanks for joining us on Slingin Dirt.